All right, yes, that's here. Back again, back again. Hope you guys are great. Hope everything is going well with y'all. Because I'm also having a great time, as you can tell. So I'm just checking things to make sure that what they should be. Just refreshing. Yeah, my lives, the latency seems to be increasing. But yeah, hope you guys are okay. Trying to keep track of things to make sure you guys can see everything I'm seeing. So I don't know if there's a way to make it catch up so I can see it in real time, but maybe to speed up with time. I don't know. Hope you guys are cool anyway. Hope you guys are having a great morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, all over the world. Hope you guys are great. Welcome back to my channel. As I said, I'm Yazards, an artist and author. And I do drawings and I do all sorts of stuff other than just drawings. So I'll probably discuss those things down the line as I always have. So basically, welcome to the channel. Hope you guys are having a great time. Let's get stuck in. Let's see what's happening today. So basically, as you can see, I was drawing this yesterday. I wasn't able to say very much. Typically on Tuesdays, you know, certain things I have to handle, so I'm not really at liberty to be very vocal. So things are what they are. I did try to make those things happen, but yeah, it is what it is. We're here today, so that's what matters. Thank you for making it to the channel today. It should go for the full time. So thank you for joining me. I'm gonna continue this piece now and see what the next course of action is. I believe I had gotten to a point I was happy with the hair. I might just do a few more touch-ups with the hair, and then maybe I'll move on to her clothes or their clothes. I want to do their clothing, make sure everything is in order there before I go to their skin. As you can tell, they're dark-skinned people, so this is the channel that does dark-skin drawings. Probably the only one on Twitch that does so. If I'm not the only one, and then I stand corrected, and I'd like to know who those other ones are. You should point me in that direction. Just put in the chat if you know any of them. I would love to know. In the meantime, welcome back to my channel. If you want to know how to draw dark-skin people, this is the right channel for you. I don't want to just draw dark-skin people. I draw scenery, I draw other things, but my favorite type of drawing is this kind of style, this character drawing. I do love character drawing because I do learn a lot from it. I do love to draw the human anatomy because the more I draw human anatomy, the better I get at it, I feel. And I believe there's a lot of things to learn when you draw the human anatomy because it teaches you more about yourself and whatnot. So yeah, thank you so much for being here. Thank God for everything. I pray for those who don't know Christ to know Christ, to give their lives to Him. Because we are in kind of like the last days, so things are getting worse and things are speeding up. So you guys need to be aware of this. I will not mention it if I didn't think it was important, so please do so. But it's something that's important for your soul, not just your body, your physical existence. The soul is the most important part. You guys need to be saved. We all need to be saved, though. So that's my own admission to that. Thank you for joining me. I thank God for you guys being here. I'm gonna see what I'm gonna do next now. Let me check my layers. I usually sort them up before you guys show. Let me see what we're doing. I have a layer called clothes, so obviously I was ready to go into the clothes section of things. Yeah, so I think I should move away from doing the hair and just try and do the clothes now. So let me see what I'm going to start with. Let me think. I might be very pedantic here and just create a layer for everything. I'm just trying to think what color I'm going to make the first cap. So I think I'm going to go with yellow. Yellow. So yeah, yellow might be a decent color for me to use. It's a bit orangish. Yeah, that's a good shade of yellow, isn't it? So let's go with that one. I'll likely rename this layer to cap. I think I'm going to separate everything for her. So just in case I need to touch up certain things, I think I need that functionality. Altogether, I may need an additional 4 or 5 layers. I don't imagine I'll need more, but I'm easy. So hopefully my system should not crash. It never really does, but then again it does when I don't at least expect it. So yeah. So basically, part of the reason why I do this so you guys can learn how to follow along. It's a follow along thing, and I uploaded my first video to YouTube. Woo-hoo! So you can search for me on YouTube. I believe I have my links in my description of my Twitch account, so you can please go on there, click to see my YouTube. But maybe you want to wait till I upload all my other videos on there as well. I've already uploaded one, so I'll be looking to upload the rest of them very soon. So I was working here to make these things happen for you guys to have a great time on this channel. That's my goal, for you guys to learn. You can learn. So let's see what you can glean from this channel. I don't know what you guys know about Twitch alerts. For those of you that stream, you can advise me on it. Is there anything that can make it stop trying to work? Because I do try to put certain Twitch alerts on my stuff, but for some reason they don't seem to work very well, or they don't seem to fire. So I don't really know what's up with that. So I will have to do some more research into it to make sure that this stream is as engaging as possible. If anything that you feel like I need to add to my stream to make it more engaging, let me know. I would love to do something to add more things that will make you guys even more engaged. While I continue to do my own research into things and continue to add things to my stream as time goes. So my goal at the moment, make my streams on Twitch. I wasn't planning to be on Twitch for super long, but right now this is why I stream, so I will stream here for the foreseeable future. So I used to stream on YouTube. I moved to Twitch, and I'm streaming on Twitch now. So I will stream on Twitch and then put my streams, my Twitch lives as is on my YouTube channel. Down the line, I'll make also other edited videos. These ones will be unedited. I'll just upload them verbatim. That's why I always try to make sure I increase my production value, so make sure everything is nice and shiny for you guys. So you can just watch it. It's like a TV stream. Just put it on and just sit back and listen or watch or whatever you want to do. Learn, follow along. I was trying to say before, it's like it's part of the reason for doing this is so you can actually follow along and learn how to do certain things. Which I'm trying to figure out where. So I'm going to go this route. My cap, I'm going to click through, but I have to follow the contours of the cap to make sure that it feels a lot more organic. You know how we do here. So my goal is to help those who are not used to doing digital work to be able to do so. But if I can do it, you definitely can do it. Just don't do that. So you don't even have to be an artist. I've seen guys who are not artists who make a living doing art for a living. No pun intended. And then so basically you can do pretty much anything you want. You just have to have the desire. I do what God puts in my heart to do, and I pray over it, and I move, and that's how I become successful in those things. I learn how to do those things. I learn the in and outs of it. So I'm not saying I'm the best of the best artists out there, but I do have one or two things to teach. One of the things I can teach is fluidity, being yourself, doing what you want to do with your art. That's one of the things I can teach. Just be yourself and expressing yourself, not being concerned so much what people think about your art. At least in the early going, just express yourself, show what you can do, show what you're capable of, and go from there. Don't let anything make you feel like you are behind. Always feel like you can do certain things and you can be amazing in those things that you choose to do, because you're unique and the way you do things is in the way that no one else does things. That is something that you can definitely do. So yeah.
After what you did, 'cause you were the devil, you messed with my head, you lied to my mother, you lied to my friends.
I'm just coloring this now. I need to go all the way up, I believe. So let's do that. There's a cap that's keeping a hoodie up. The hat needs to be here. So I'll do her hoodie and her jacket behind. This cap on a different layer, so I can play around with it as much as I want and not affect my previous work. That's what I'm doing here now, and I'm almost completed rendering this hat. So I think I'll change my layer name to hat. I hope you can save successfully with no issues. And it has. Let me go to this layer. Call it her hat. But let's say her hat. I'm trying. I like capitals. Makes it easier for me. So moving swiftly along, I'm going to switch to a different shade of yellow. This was a very successful shade for me, I believe. So I'm going to see. Let's go. Yeah, so it's not really giving me anything super shaded. I need to go down. Yeah, I think that's a better shade of yellow. I'm gonna go with that shade of yellow, darker yellow, to outline my cap. Give it some depth, make it look a certain kind of way. First and foremost, I'm going to do from the top. I'm just trying to give that outline for the cap. So I'm just shading a few sections here. So as you can see, I'm just detailing this cap, darker shade of yellow, give it some volume. I think I may not have much work left to do here. It might be a very quick piece, but let's see how it goes. So, I don't know if any of you hearing about the whole DD situation and stuff. What do you guys think about that stuff? Anything I say here about the whole thing is alleged, so because I'm not a reporter, I'm just a regular bystander like anyone else. So yeah, whatever I pontificate on, not just with tits, but anything to do with entertainment or whatever, would be alleged. So, allegedly. It's a shame. It have to be like that. Some of our people talk about how we shouldn't go after people that look like us because they always bring down people that look like us, and it's fair play. I understand where that's coming from, because you know me, I'm big on my people. You see me when I draw, I probably draw, people that look like me and stuff. So that's still not necessarily a gold mark to say, oh, because I do that means I'm automatically for my people. But my point is that basically it's not really enough. That's not enough when it comes to a situation like this to say that, because we are from a group of people who are typically disenfranchised in certain areas of life. That automatically this person should be overlooked. And I don't think that's what people are really saying, so yeah. But I've been hearing that a lot. I'm just trying to notice, to note, and it's like I get where people are coming from because of that love that seems to come out only when certain things are happening, you know. But yeah, in the general reality, you know, people tend to have a bad case of xenophobia going on, and there's a lot of hate that people seem to have for each other, which is not really ideal. It's something that's held us back in every ramification of the word. Something that we should fight against, right? And that's why I guess some people would say what they say, because it's like you should be united. And the honest truth is that is a very good point. We need to be united. The question is, what is uniting us? What are we uniting on? Because everyone unites on something. But the countries of the world that are together, they all have a common belief and a common goal. I don't think there's any other group on the planet that's more diverse when it comes to belief systems and asking people. And that's where lies the issue. There lies the issue, because so basically I'm going to try and get a darker shade. I think I need to do a darker shade before I move on. Just to keep it a bit more layering. I want it to be a bit dark. I want some stuff to catch the eye from a distance. When I'm close to it like this, I may tend to make that mistake to think, oh, because I can see it this close, everyone will see it at distance, and that's not always the case. So I need to make a darker shade. I don't like to stick my nose, but it's not needed. But when it comes to things like this, I'm not necessarily saying I'm an authority or anything to do with my people, you know, but like I said, I'm just like another bystander, just vocalizing what I feel about what's happening. And I feel like we need to be more accountable. We need to hold people more accountable in our communities when they do certain things. We don't have to wait to the last second to know that this person did something bad, and then now there's a specific time. We have to wait until they are shredded in the media before we take action and stuff, you know. And that's where I think we tend to lack, because there's no accountability with us, or very little. We think that money is everything, that once you have money you can do pretty much whatever you want and people will support you. I don't think there's any group of people that supports people with money more than asking people. Once you have money, in their eyes you are above reproach. Everything you do is fine, everything you do makes sense, everything you do is a good move because you have money, right? You made it. You're the one who got away. So you must know everything, you must know what you're doing. And the sad reality is that majority of the people that do have that kind of money who are billionaire status are not there by their own, already they're not there by their own, just on their own. They already have people behind them, you know. The people behind them that are the ones that are the reason why they're there. Those people, they are beholden to those people, not to you. We've seen time and again where people expect certain things from people in those positions and they just don't do anything. You ask yourself, why is it a thing with asking people that when you have people in certain positions with power, they don't necessarily do what you expect? And the ones who have those positions based on their own merits, strictly on their own merits. They're not celebrated in any way, shape, or form. As much as those who don't, they're there because certain companies decide to back them or buy into their stuff or become partners with them, and so on and so forth. It's just something I just sit back sometimes and just think to myself, why is it so hard for people to help each other? Why do we always have to wait until someone is torn down in media before something happens to them? Why can't they just go for them the moment they hear anything going on? If his issues, if Sean thought that his issues were dealt with early on, things might be better for everyone involved, even for him. It won't be as far gone as it is now. But when you leave things to the last seconds, like, it makes you wonder what was his purpose for being there in the first place. Why was he even there in the first place? How was Diddy as popular and as rich and as they say successful as he was? The position he was. Why was he so influential? Why did certain people feel ingratiated to him? They felt like they had to go through him to get certain things. There are questions that never seem to get answered. The reason why I'm talking about this, because there seems to be a contingent of people who are behind, our people in those circles that are doing these things that never seem to get brought up. And the cycle in question might not be dark skin. It might be dark skin, it might not be dark skin. Nobody knows, but I feel like the people that tend to speak on things like this might know, but they don't feel any need to let us know who those people are. That's kind of what baffles me. It's like, why would you be focused on only those people that look like you and not the ones that don't look like you? Why are the ones who get exposed always the ones who are dark skinned? Like in Hollywood now, Hollywood has been an institution that has had so many bad, horrible stories going on in it for a very long time, right? So I'm going to try and color my jacket now. I'm going to go with my usual, my bright red combo. I'm a big, lovely fan of red. So I'm going to say again, nice red here. If you guys remember, in one of my last ones was the male character that was wearing, the other character was wearing a red jacket. This one, she's wearing the red jacket. I want to go for like an orangish red. I think that's the best kind of red for art, or for coloring, painting, or whatever you choose to call it. Call it rendering as well, as everybody else does. Okay, that's not a bad shade of red. That's a very nice shade of red. I think I'll try a different red this time. Okay, let's go a bit more orangey. Let's see. And orangey is not a word, just to let you know. Orangey. Alright, so I don't know. Maybe I should use a different brush to bring out the orange properly. Just do a quick save. Right, so we're gonna keep on the hunt for the orange. Red, orange. Hmm. Hmm. Just checking to see if this makes more sense or not. I think I'll go with this red. Yeah, let's go with that red. Oh, I'm supposed to go to a different one now, so let's go. I'm going to make a new layer and call it her hoodie. Uh-oh, not saving. Not good, not good, not good. Right, guys, seems like I have to do the usual today again. My apologies. I have to cut things out. Come back. Give me a few minutes, please. Hey guys, thanks so much for your patience. I just sort a few things out. Back to optimal level again. So just keep going with this stuff just to make sure everything is in order. It should be. So making sure that's done now. Stop selecting the wrong things. Let's try that again. Yeah. Okay, I think we're good. So let's get back to work. And what an amazing job this is. I'm gonna already class as work, but thank God for everything. Right, I hope I still have this red selected. It looks really, really great. My problem is making sure it's in a different layer. Oh, brilliant. Oh good, the end of the world. Right, so I need to erase these. Okay. Using it with my square brackets. I'm going to erase that color because I don't want it to be on this layer. I want to have a separate layer for our hoodie. So now we're done. I'm trying to save it hopefully successfully. I should I need to do some layer management. Oh, I think I understand. Okay, so I basically moved that layer. Hopefully it should facilitate me saving successfully with no real issues. I'm gonna make a whole new layer. I'm gonna call it her hoodie. Her jacket. Supposed to be a jacket, so but still it doesn't matter. Let's just do this. Get it done. I need to actually select a brush, and I think I have a decent shade. So sometimes when you do a color picker, the brush may not be as intense as it needs to be.
Embers rising high, like a chemical fire.
Color looks okay though. Maybe I should just try and color it and see if I can just do something decent with it. Is it a bit too light or not? That seems fine. So I think I'll go from here and see how things go. Maybe I should use a different brush. That might be better. Just a bit too light for me. Let me try and do something else.
Barely scratching the surface. This obsession of mine is fueling the furnace. I'm up all night.
Right, so what I would do, I think, is use a different brush. It's ironic because my brush, my Sargent brush, is usually ideal for these sort of paintings. Ever since I restarted this now, I'm having a hard time getting correct shade. I'm having to do a few things. And you know what? Maybe I'll just stick with the brush. I'll have to spend a bit more time detailing, but it's all good. So I don't know if I remember what I was saying before. And basically, I have this whole Diddy stuff going on. It's like, I feel like that stuff could have been nipped in the bud a long time ago. I don't know why they chose now to go after him. I don't know what the decision making, I don't know who made the decision to do so. And I'm hearing that his trial, and remember what I said, allegedly. Everything I'm saying is alleged, so I have no clue. I'm just reading it like anyone else on the internet. It's free information on the internet. He's hearing something about his trial being a closed trial. So basically, the public can't see what the trial is going to be about, which again is very, very weird. It makes you wonder who's hiding what, like what are they trying to hide, or who's trying to hide anything. Are they hiding Diddy, or is whoever is coming after Diddy hiding something? Like, I don't understand what's going on. It doesn't make any sense. Why is it that these specific people have been targeted? Like, are there not other people out there who might be of a different persuasion that may be doing these things? Is it only dark-skinned people that are in Hollywood doing all this weird stuff? I don't really know. That's the impression I get when I look at this stuff. It feels like like there's a concerted effort to make it seem like this happens because of this a certain group of people. And then again, I could be wrong, so I don't really know. Like a certain group of people are targeted all the time. Like, why is it that people cannot seem to get a break, whether it's the good ones or the bad ones or whoever they are? Because there's other people out there who are pretty bad that I've been seeing every day, but those people are protected. We've had instances of that happening, here in the UK. There's people who are in very important positions who are doing really, really horrible things, but media will not even let you know what their name is. They won't even let you speak their name. So it's baffling to me, like, why is that balance not there? Why is there such an imbalance? Even when it comes to people who are exposing the truth, why do they always seem to focus on a certain group of people? They have such vitriol for those people, but it looks like when the other people do those same things, that they don't have any energy for those people. Why is that? Why is the energy only seeming to be for a specific group of people? I'm saying that you keep the same energy, you know. Keep the same energy. Like if you have that energy for someone who looks like you, surely you should have the same energy for whoever else. But apparently, it doesn't work like that in real life. In real life, it's possible for you to have so much energy for somebody who looks like you, but no energy for someone that doesn't. That's what I find happening in life that kind of baffles me. It's like, does truth have a complexion? Is it specific to... Right, so you can see I'm selecting a different shade. I'm not really happy with the previous shade, so I'm gonna try and select another shade and see if I can do something with it. And I seem to have gotten something better, so we'll just go with that one. See how things go. I want to have two different shades of my character, but I'll give the previous ones a once over with it. Make sure that everything is in line. I give it a bit of layering as well. I may make it look nicer. I'm not trying to do the perfect blocking with it. I'm just trying to color it. It doesn't really matter because I'll still layer it with the darker shade. Oh, I just wonder, is there a complexion to evil? You have to be a certain group or from a certain nation to do evil. It gets taken super seriously, and everybody, you know, switches onto it and so on. And there's so many people involved who don't look like us, but they don't seem to be touched. They don't seem to be talked about. They're just alluded to or mentioned in passing, and then that's it. They get dropped. And someone that's privy to that kind of information would know so many things about those people, if you ask me. I could be wrong. Anyway, what do I know? I don't know anything about the music business. It's very easy to victim blame. That's something I would never do, because at the end of the day, like, we have to believe the victim. If the person that did it is innocent, then they'll be proven innocent, all things being equal. By God's mercy. But as they say, ideally in the court of law, innocent until proven guilty. But ironically, the only people that seem to have the reverse enacted on them, even when they're guilty, is dark-skinned people. If you know somebody is wrong, we know they're wrong, right? And you know they'll get that justice done. Just have to make sure that justice is done in a timely fashion. We don't have to wait until when certain people are butthurt about that person, and then now they want to bring that person down. Certain people in certain positions get butthurt for that person. And I was like, okay, it's time for you to go down. Like all the stuff you were doing before, you didn't see it, but now we're going to see it, and we're going to bring it down now. It's time to bring it down. But I brought this person down 20 years ago. Saved a lot of people a lot of heartache. But no, when they feel like bringing that person down, they bring them down. And that person outlives their usefulness, I guess. I don't know. I have no idea. And there always seems to be specific people who are the truth tellers, who are out here to tell you the truth about certain things. And it's like nobody else seems to be the ones coming out to say anything. And once I've noticed with, sorry to say, I could be wrong, but if there's any truth to be said about something, typically dark-skinned people tend to reveal it, right? But I do find a lot of times in the entertainment industry, a lot of dark-skinned people in the entertainment industry know a lot of things, and they never say anything. If you have a dark-skinned person coming out and saying something, it's really unusual. It's highly unusual. That's the best thing I can. That's the best way I can put it. So, first, you shouldn't knock the messenger, but there's something to be said about it because it takes a lot. If it was easy for them to do so, they would have been doing it. Because you look at other people that said things about the industry: Tupac, Big L, Prodigy. Where are these guys now? Michael Jackson. Where are all of them now? And even Kanye West to a decent extent. A lot of people go after Kanye West, which is understandable. He does some stuff that makes no sense, but when the guy decides to tell the truth, I don't think he is as keen on holding the truth back as others are. If you ask me, I could be wrong about that. I stand corrected on that. So as you can see, I'm just trying to color everything. When I finish, I'm going to do some layering, some heavy layering, and then probably after I finish the whole thing, you know how I do, I'll do some extra layering as well. So yeah, don't worry about how it looks right now. I'm just doing my initial detailing and going from there. One of the things I tend to notice about truth telling when it comes to what I've seen in the last few years is that there's always a specific person who seems to know the truth, and then nobody else seems to know the truth. And it's like, why did this person get all the shine and get all the focus? And why are they the ones being pushed or televised or whatever? Aren't there many people that have gone through certain things in the music industry? Is it that they're all scared to say something? And if the theme has always been being scared to say something, what gives this person the impetus to say stuff? People before her that they were not scared to say something, they were all killed. They were all unalived. If I'm using that word. They were all taken out. Prejudice. Yeah, as they say, they died in their sleep, or they died in hospital, or they died in the bath. Same thing with Houston as well. A lot of these different people. Some names will be mentioned with the Houston who are not dark skinned, but nothing has been done about those people. Those ones are still walking around free, and nobody ever brings them up. And when they do bring them up, it's in passing. Why is it in passing? Why is it that they never ever seem to focus on those ones the same way they focus on the ones who look like us? I don't understand it. Another person who is more or less, I won't say that, but another person who said the truth and didn't hide the truth was Julian Assange. And we all know where he is right now, right? He's not a free man. He's literally in a jail. Why did they put him in jail? Why did people like him get to be put in jail? You know, other people who are saying the truth are running around free, you know? It makes no sense. Yeah, the kind of questions I tend to think about sometimes. I just don't understand why. What is the difference between certain people? Why do certain people get to be doing their thing, and then other people that tend to try to say the truth, they either get beat up, they get attacked, they get hospitalized from being brutalized, or they get killed? Those ones who tend to say the truth, they're very relaxed saying the truth, as if they know something that we don't. You know? It's like, I don't understand this, man. Only God, in my opinion, only God can give it that kind of confidence to say the truth and not be concerned about repercussions. A lot of these people that do say the truth, they don't. If they do have a Christian faith, it's not really verbatim Christian faith, just cosmetic. So it's such a thing. If you understand how these empires work, it's something called controlled opposition. So there's people out there who act like they're out there exposing this, exposing that, but you never know what who's really behind them. The scary part of all these things is that even if you understand how deep the rabbit hole goes, you look at the Matrix, right? A lot of people like to say that a lot of things that happen in the Bible is fake and the spirit world doesn't exist and stuff, but there's a reason why these people do a lot of things that doesn't make any sense to you, because for them it has a significance. Just because you're ignorant behind doesn't recognize the significance of what they're doing, doesn't mean they're going to stop doing what they're doing. If anything, it doesn't give them more encouragement to do what they're doing, because you know that you're ignorant behind is going to keep being ignorant. Right, so I'm just coloring this. I think I'm more or less finished in this. I don't necessarily like talking about stuff like this because I'm not like a cloud chaser. I just notice things. I mean, I just like to air my opinion on things. Doesn't mean I'm right. Doesn't mean I know exactly what I'm talking about. I just speak as God put in my heart to speak. I feel like people need to know the truth, and if you need to know the truth, then you need to hear the truth. The Bible says that faith comes by hearing the word of the Lord. The Bible says that in these days there will be many people coming in my name. Well, that means that there'll be a lot of deceivers. It says there'll be many deceivers. Lots of people out here whose job is to deceive people. That's literally why they're out here. You think they're helping you, but you don't know that they're just playing a role. They're just playing a position. Everybody has a position they play. You know, everybody pretends like they don't know the other person, but if you find out, even you put all these people in a room, you'll find out they're very intimately aware of who the other person is. That's what you're gonna find. It's gonna surprise you. These people are they're all in cahoots with each other. They're all connected. Yeah, I don't really know that very much. I just know a few things. And what I know, I try to speak on. It helps my heart to do. I wish no evil on anyone. I wish everybody the best, whatever their endeavors are. As long as they're not out here destroying people's lives and pushing things that don't benefit anybody, then yeah. I don't like that shit. Looks like it's black. Then again, I'm gonna have to live with that shade. What was I expecting? So guys, if you're just joining, this is Yazat, artist and author. I love to draw art. If that makes any sense. I love to do art. So this is one of my ways of doing art. As you can see, I'm drawing two characters and I'm trying to render them now. I've rendered the heart of this character. I'm still going to do some work on that heart, I believe. Maybe with something else, I believe. I'm not going to touch that again. But basically, I'm just drawing this to let you guys know how easy it is to get into digital. I don't know if easy might be the word, but how possible it is for you to get into digital in case you haven't, so it's something that you can get into and you don't have to be a super artist to get into it. You just basically have to follow along what I'm doing if you feel the need to. I'll be doing my best to upload these videos to my YouTube channels so they'll be available to you for posterity. You can go on there and watch them ad nauseum, just try and learn how to do stuff. I'll also be having like some training courses on my site as well. I will put up for your own elucidation. My website, by the way, is yazat.me, which is yazart.me. As I mentioned before, I'm an artist and author. The book I have on there I've written is a horror series called the Jobbenland Saga, and it's 4 parts, and it's available in just 3 clicks for download as an ebook for a very competitive price. I'm sure you'd love it when you read it because you can tell I do have critical thinking. You do know as a writer you can never lack enough critical thinking. So basically, you'd love the story. I have other things on there. I have an album called The 12 Tribes of Yesharala. Great listen. You can download it as well for a fee. I've got merch on there with different art pieces on my different merchandise, like my t-shirts, my pins, canvases, tote bags, phone cases, all sorts of things that you'd love. It's on there for you to buy. You take it to the vendor site, which I'm affiliated with, and then you can buy them there for yourself, and they'll be delivered to you in a timely fashion. I've got stationery that's beautifully designed, which you can purchase for yourself for a competitive price, or for your family, for your friends. And you can also recommend them to your friends as well. That'd be so awesome for me. I really, really thank those of you who have supported me. I really thank those of you who plan to support me. I really appreciate you thinking about me and helping me, do the best I can here, because this is what I love to do, and I pray to keep doing more of these things for you. I also give you a bit of wisdom, whatever I have, with all the short time I've been on this earth. I thank God for everything, and I thank God for being here with you guys. So I pray that you guys will enjoy this life, and it's still ongoing. So I'm going to get stuck back into what I'm doing, which is I'm going to be going through the more detailing for this part of the drawing. It has to do with a hoodie. So I'm going to filter a hoodie and make it give it some volume. When I say give it some volume, I want to make it look a bit more realistic, if that makes sense. Like, it receives light and all these things, so yeah. So I'll probably do 2 more renditions, and then I'll move on to something else. So I've been watching that whole thing going on for a while, and it's kind of amazed me, and my thoughts on it have changed quite a lot over the months. I wouldn't say years, but I have known about this stuff for quite a while. I think it's going into the years section of things, and this kind of like joke when it comes to someone's freedom and stuff, to make sure that you know what you're talking about. Make sure that you don't say things that are not true. Like I said before, anything I say on here is alleged, so I don't know anything. I'm just a bystander. He just talks about things he's read or watched. I'm just giving a reaction to it, essentially. That's my reaction. This is like a reactionary thing to what I've seen so far. So, yeah. So basically, I find it really weird, how a lot of times people that look like me are always the ones who seem to take the fall majority of the time. The last few decades, the only person I knew who took the fall for anything to do with inappropriate behavior, is Harvey W. So it's like that's the only name I can think of that did that. But obviously, there's been a few names that have been put behind bars as well, like the guy that did the show with Ashton. That guy was also put behind bars. There's a handful of people. The reason I'm bringing that up because I feel like there's a lot more going on. Are there still directors or people out there who are still trying to get people to do things they're not supposed to be doing just to get a part? That's what they need to be focusing on. There needs to be some kind of, but it's kind of hard when you try to get an organization to police itself. It's like one of the most dishonest things you can do in life is trying to get an organization to police itself, because it's like it will never really do the best job of it. What they do is basically surface level amendments. Oh, just get rid of this person, or that person goes to jail, that person takes the fall. But then again, all the people that do certain things are still there, still hanging around, still in the background, doing what they're doing, and I find that really concerning. I don't know if they're still there, I have no idea, but there's only been a handful of people that have been affected. A lot of those guys, a lot of them are still walking around, not in jail. They're still very free men, living free lives. They're the ones who ever seem to go into jail and asking people 100% of the time, 100% conviction, 100% jail. Even Bill Cosby went to jail. He went to jail, even though he said his own stuff was consensual. But in my opinion, you shouldn't be doing anything like that with anyone. Any lack of consent is not good. It's just not a good look. But the last thing you need to do is take advantage of anyone. So, yeah. So basically, that's like kidnapping. It's like you doing something you shouldn't be doing. But again, I'm not really there, so I don't know. I don't know what happened or what didn't happen. I just feel like people need to be more careful when they get this success thing down, because some of our people get it down very well, very quickly, but they don't seem to handle the success side of things very well. They just go off the rails and start to do some weird stuff they have no business doing. At some point it catches up to them where it's like, oh, they think to themselves, it wasn't really that bad, but it now becomes a case of your word against the other person's word. As long as they can tie that person to you, then it's pretty much a wrap, because you never expect the person being accused to say, oh, it was cool, unless you reported it, which is probably even worse, I guess. So yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not sitting here trying to talk about to get out of trouble, because at the end of the day, if you put yourself in that position, you lay a bed, you should lie in it. That's what it is. We need to be more responsible with our bodies. We need to understand that decisions that we make have repercussions. We're not children. And we as people, asking people, need to understand that we're no longer children, and we need to stop being treated as children, or stop allowing people to treat us as children, like we don't know what to do, or we don't have common sense. Okay, so I think I'm gonna just go straight into layering it further. I'm just gonna do a few more touch-ups, and I'm gonna get some more color, a darker shade of color to detail things further and go from there. People need to stop playing the victim, and when they do make it to that coveted position, they need to not victimize others. Because if you were a victim, you cease to be a victim when you start to victimize others. So you lose your victim status, not in a good way. So I would adjure people to desist from, deviant behavior. Stop engaging in things that don't make any sense. Just because you can, because you have money or whatever. Things that will get you in trouble willingly or unwillingly. Stick with your own as much as possible. Make sure you value your own people. Never put another group of people beyond your own people. So we need to love each other. We need to show that love. We need to support each other. We need to help each other be great. Nobody is an island. Nobody gets to be successful in business without being a people person, without having people helping him in some way, form, or fashion. People need to really learn how to stop taking advantage of each other. Or look at our people as pieces of, whatever we use and spat out. Just because it looks like you now, that means it's open season. We need to have respect and love for each other. We need to show that love. It needs to be something that we do, not just something we say. Having a form of godliness but denying the power thereof. That's what a lot of our people do. They claim to know who God is, but they don't really show that godliness in their behavior and their choices and what they do and how they do things and what they look for, the choices they make on a day-to-day basis in their relationships or their daily life. You just accept anything and just say, yep, this is it. They not say this is me. They not claim something that you don't need to be claiming. Say this is me. Like, no, it's not you. Stop accepting dysfunction as you. You don't have to accept dysfunction as you. This is the reason why our community has suffered. They have people like that. People who have gotten a certain amount of resources. They tend to use our people as fodder. Just because they have the money, they can just do what they want. If they have a child with you and just abandon you, nobody cares. Just another dark skin woman with no dad for the child. That's the most normal thing for our people. It's like nobody expects you to really be anything. They all expect you to fail. They all expect you to be some kind of deviant. They all expect you to be someone who has no morals. You worship, thugs. You worship wrong kind of people. That's how the world kind of sees us now. Just a bunch of thug lovers who love dysfunction and who promote dysfunction. And when somebody who follows that lifestyle gets taken down, they will jump in support of that person. It really makes us look horrible. That's the best way I can say. It makes us look absolutely horrible. You know, before I was talking about how people get victimized, you know, but it doesn't mean that we should support the wrong kind of behavior. The Bible says that you should expose evil, you should not adjure evil, you should not accept evil. Need a darker shade. People that have been taught to accept evil as if evil is good and good is evil. It's like when you have people talking about virginity and what they think virginity should be, and it's like, my own thing about that is that if you're not a virgin, just be quiet. Nobody needs to know what your opinion is about who a virgin is or what they are doing. It's a choice. Nobody is forcing you to be one. You don't want to be one. Those that choose to be one are few and far between. If you ask me, that the diamonds in the rough. That's what my own interpretation of that is. And I know for some people that would never be the case. I get it. Everybody likes to be the outlier. Everybody likes to be edgy, you know. Everybody likes to be the guy that knows everything. I'm not that guy though, but what I will tell you though is that people make decisions every day. You want to understand the power of decision making, is more your life will change. Either for the better or for the worse. A lot of people make decisions in their lives that bears no meaning. They don't even make decisions. They just go and do something. They don't even think. They spend the majority of their youth doing things that makes no sense. Before you know it now, old age is staring them in the face. You start to wonder, where did their youth go? You knew where it went. You gave yourself over to something. That thing took over. And the sad thing is that you wouldn't remember what you even did when you thought you were enjoying yourself. If you're enjoying yourself so much, you will at least remember what you did. So living an Epicurean lifestyle may not be the ideal thing. Something that needs to be avoided. Wherever possible. And one day, tomorrow, you think to yourself, why did I even bother with all this stuff? Why did I even do all this stuff? Why did I spend all this time doing all this stuff? That's where the question starts. And guess who you're going to ask those questions to? You're not going to ask those questions to yourself. You're going to ask who you think you know, even though you never sat down to try and know who he is. That's the ignorance of Negroes, unfortunately. It's like asking people, we do stuff that we don't understand, that makes no sense. Next thing you know, they want to blame someone, and that's childish. Very childish. You're not going to blame yourself for making those decisions. You're going to blame whoever else. That's the reason why a lot of us don't change. Because when you lack self-awareness, you lack the ability to listen to sound advice, you lack the ability to do the right things, make the right decisions, you won't change. You just be the same person. You'll be stuck. Just like Benjamin Button. You never grow up. You just be the same age for the rest of your life, acting like a child. That's why they say that foolish people grow old, and it's true. You don't want to be one of those people that has no sound advice when you get older. If you know you went wrong, rectify it. That's what people who understand life do. Don't just sit down and say, "Oh, I made it. I did it. I did it." That's the end. You don't have to YOLO. YOLO will only take you so far in life. YOLO will only take you so far in life. That's the truth. And people are living that lifestyle every day. See people abandoning their kids and trying to live a certain kind of lifestyle that beggars belief. This makes you wonder, like, what exactly are you searching for that you didn't find in your youth? People continue that stuff into old age. It never ends. That foolishness never ends. At some point, you have to wise up. But people don't seem to want to wise up a lot of times. The Bible even speaks about it, about how our people are. They're like donkeys, they don't listen. Very stubborn. You look at the Bible, how it refers to God, how our Father in heaven refers to his children. You just know that it's dark-skinned people he's referring to. But you see the same thing happening today. People are very, very hard-headed, but people are also very blessed and very talented. But we need more than just talent. We need people who have righteousness, people who are upright, people who can think on their feet, people who just focus on their desires, focus on what's needed in for their people, for their society. The world teaches you to focus on yourself, to become a deity unto yourself. There's a lot of people out there who will tell you in 2 seconds that they are deities, right? They will do that. Right, so I'm gonna layer again. I feel like layering even further. I'm gonna go deeper dark red. Okay, it's gonna give me what I want this time. I mean, that's on my hard backs. I don't go dark enough. Let me see. Better. It's much better. Let's see this one. So I thought about these things. I want people to know that you're loved, you're special. No one can take that away from you. Even when they think they've stolen your culture, they've stolen everything about you that makes you you. You're still special. You're still very special. That will never change. It can never be you. No matter what they steal from you, it can never be you. That's what you need to understand. No one can ever take who you are, even if they take everything from you that God has given you. You need to understand that who God has blessed, no man can curse. As long as we seek for God's blessing, He blesses us. We can never be cursed. The issue is that our people will not seek the face of the Lord like they used to do in the old days. Whenever we had a problem, we always went after God. We put on sackcloth, we sat in ashes, and we prayed to God for help. Every day, these days, now everyone is proud. Everybody is too proud these days to ask God for help. And also that he says he remove himself and go to his place. And when they call for him, they will not answer them. That's what it says in Hosea. That's why people need to understand that there's a reason why certain things are happening. When you think you're calling for God and you're not getting an answer, you need to try a bit harder. When God comes for you, you need to show him respect and love. That's what we need to do. We need to give God his respect. Stop thinking you're a deity. Stop thinking you're who you think you are. Humble yourself. Let God humble you. When the two angels came to meet Lot, Lot met them at the gate of the city. He told them to come to his house so he can take care of them. And the two men, one of the men said, no, that they need to do some other work and tarry in the city. But God's word said in the book of KJV, I believe it's Genesis 19, verse 3 or so. It says that Lot pressed upon them. What does that mean? It means that Lot was very, very keen for them to come to his house. And he wouldn't let them go until they came to his house. The same thing with Jacob, when Jacob was at the well. And the angel came and fought with him. And the angel and Jacob and the angel wrestled with Jacob till morning. The angel said, I have to go. And Jacob said, I will not let you go until you bless me. These are men that understood the power of God. And they didn't get it immediately. A lot of you guys understand that even Jacob's name was like a slur. His name was like a slur. That'll be a topic for another day. But there's a reason why God changed his name. I'll put it that way. He didn't leave his name as Jacob when the angel came. God already recognized him as Jacob before then, as happened to before then, but he still confirmed it, the angel himself, and that was Jesus Christ, same one who was in that city that Lot was in. That was Jesus Christ. The same one that people, say did not come to earth.
I need a scarecrow.
Jesus Christ has been around from the beginning. The Bible says so. He's God. We need to wake up to that fact. I need to beg him for forgiveness and ask for help, because that's what we need now. We need help. And when you see all this stuff you see me describing, the whole point of what I'm saying is that when you look at the amount of evil in the world and the kind of stuff that people are dealing with, this stuff is too much for us to deal with. A lot of people say, oh, I've seen a lot of people talk about getting armed, getting this, getting that. I can understand it. I can understand why they want to do that. A lot of people are the best martial artists in the world, best fighters in the world. Look at Floyd, look at John Jones, look at Muhammad Ali. Nobody knows how to fight more than us. By the end of the day, we need to come to God. We need to ask God for help, because this is beyond us now. The amount of delusion and evil we've been subjected to is beyond anything that we can deal with on our own, no matter what we do for ourselves. Nothing wrong with us doing things for ourselves. Despite that fact, God is the only one who can make us successful. He's the only one who can save us.
I need an angel after what you did.
That's what I would posit. And I stand on that on my 10 toes. I stand 10 toes on that stuff. We need to wake up to the fact that He's the only one who can really help us.
Wake me up, not in this century. Don't wake me up.
Right, so you can see, guys, I'm just detailing more and more and more. I'm just building up these layers of details. This brush. So making sure I can pull this off. This stuff is beyond us, man. There's a lot of evil in this world at this point. There's only so much you can do. We don't really have the manpower, because a lot of us are lost. A lot of us don't really know what we're doing. A lot of us would rather side with the people that enslave them than with their own people. And that's a viable thing for them, so they don't really care about the fact that there's people out here who look like them and we need their help and their love. That's a non-issue for a lot of people. Doesn't mean that we can't get together. It doesn't mean that we cannot unite. We can unite. What I do say to that though is that the only way we ever get any success on a large scale in anything is to all trust in God. God of the Bible. You know, we all have the same faith and we all follow Him and we all keep His laws. We all pray to Him. We all ask for the same things. We all ask for deliverance, you know. You'd be surprised what God will do. That's what I would posit. Even though I know a lot of people will tell you to start with, oh, the Bible is not true, blah, 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 and so on and so forth. I have no comment on that. I'll just say that basically we need to wake up. That's all I want to say. We definitely need to wake up. I'm going to make another layer called jacket highlights. Still have some time left, so let's get this done. So with jacket highlights, I'm gonna go lighter. I'm not gonna make the same mistake I made before. Hopefully, get something a bit on the lighter side. Yeah, that's a bit too light. I need something that's a bit, just a shade lighter. That's the kind of highlights I like, because human eye is very intelligent, as God made it. So we can tell. I think that's a good highlight. Yeah, that's a good highlight. I think I'll stick with that one. So as you can see, I'm just adding a few highlights here, a few highlights there. And give this a bit more to think about when you look at it. I think when it comes to highlights, I should probably use a different brush for it, not this one. Hope you guys are cool. Just joining me. This is Yazat, artist and author. I do love to draw. As you can see, I'm drawing this piece for you guys to enjoy. I'm just adding some highlights to her clothing, and I will zoom out in time to show the rest of things soon. I'm just making sure I can give this some variation, make it even more eye-catching. You know me, I'm not always the biggest fan of highlights, but sometimes I feel the need to do it, sometimes I don't. So it's one of those days, I guess. But yeah, we need to be careful what we listen to. That's why even the music we listen to, stuff we listen to is very, very key. Very, very important. Want to break out of bondage, you need to make sure you're listening to stuff that is going to be helpful to you to do that. Now people need to learn to love each other again. The love we had for each other was legend, stuff of legend. One of the greatest nations in the world that has our people in them, and are now one of the weakest. One of the greatest warriors in different parts of Africa. People that were known for their strength are now known for their weakness. It's a real shame how things have changed, and almost irrevocably so, which I find it hard to even say. And then again, I can't really say because only God knows. Look at Nineveh. Look at how the people are sinning against God. You think to yourself, oh, when they get the message, the true message from God, that they'll stay the same, they will not change and everything. But alas, when they heard the message from Jonah, they all put on sackcloth. I think I mentioned this in a different life, but it's something I'd like to mention because it shows a lot of people like to say stuff about the Bible and how, things don't go in people's favor and stuff, and there's no fairness and stuff. But I just find those words comical. But at the end of the day, that's an example of God's mercy, because God was ready to destroy Nineveh. But as you can see, God can turn things around if He sees your heart. God repents of what He wants to do to you. God is merciful. God is merciful. Even when Abraham was pleading for the people, and he kept going with God until he got all the way down to 10 people, and God kept going with him. God loves it when people think like Him. That's how God thinks. That's why God loves people like Abraham. That's why we exist today, because of people like Abraham who were faithful to God, and we need more people like that. There's a reason why there's a lack of revolution today. We lack people with faith in God. We lack people with faith, a true relationship with God. A lot of people out here who claim to know God, but they don't really know who God is. They're just out here trying to make a buck, trying to scam people and make it seem like, oh, they're whatever they say they are. The Bible speaks expressly about things like this. There's so many prophecies that come to pass in the Bible. It's not even funny. They're still coming to pass today. If there's any time for you to be a Christian, is now. To give your life to Christ and accept Him as your Lord and Savior. Pray to have the Holy Spirit that will change your life forever in the best possible way you can imagine. That's not a lie. That's it. That's the honest truth. Okay, so I'm just checking to see this now. Need a few more border lines.
I'm stuck in limbo. When I close my eyes before going into universe again, I think about the moment we were hoping wouldn't end, because I never knew it was my imagination. I never wanted to say what I said, I just wanted an explanation.
Hey, I'm just trying to get some extra highlights in because I think those ones might be a bit too small to see when I scroll out. Much better. Cool. I'm just thinking I need to do some outlines, but I use my sketcher for that. Before I do that though, I need to do the shading for the hoodie. I might make it more layered, make it more realistic. Right, so tell me what you think in the chat. Let me know how everything is going with you as well. Thank you for showing up. For those of you who have already joined us live, I appreciate it. I am closing soon to have a decent amount of time, so I'm going to try and do some shading with a hoodie. I'm going to select black. Then maybe I can outline. I can go lighter from there. You can select the lighter shade. I'm going to go in reverse. I'm going to select the dark shade of black and then go lighter from there. So let's do that. Maybe I should do it with the same thing. Yes, I'm going to do on the same layer, the same her hoodie layer. I think I'll go in here. Be a bit problematic because let me go the darker shade because I need to start from the end. So let me start from our end and I'll come to this shade later on. The reason why I need to go darker because I need to delineate my hair. And when I'm coloring this side, I'm not gonna have. I should probably use a different brush for this. So just for the sake of her hair, I'm gonna use a different brush so I don't have any confusion going on with her hair and what's there and what not. So So what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna go with pretty my big brush. That's the easiest one. I put a brush. I take the crit. Okay, I'm gonna reduce my size brush. Let's reduce that now. Okay, just checking some things. Right, so back to what I was saying. Check my size of my brush. Make sure it's where it should be. Right, so when I'm using this brush, I don't need to be super dark. It's gonna be black. So I need to go a lighter shade. Reason being that I will have more cohesion with this stroke. The stroke is finer. It's not as modeled as my favorite brush. So yeah, so you see how dark it is. I don't want it to be that dark. So I'm gonna go a bit lighter as well. That's a better shade, I guess. That's better. I'm gonna go this shade so I can give a uniform, even though typically I should not have my shadows this uniform, but I don't have much of a choice. I have her hair in the background. I need it to be not I believe this is also going to be black as well. Well, yeah, whatever we need to do as a people to really get over in a way that is not going to disenfranchise anyone, make anybody feel like we're stealing anything from them that doesn't belong to us, you know, in line with God's will, we should do. At the end of the day, God put us on earth for a reason. All of our fathers did stuff on earth. And it got us to where we are today. So we're just adding to that. You know, the difference between our forefathers and us is that at least they had God's guidance. So we need to make sure that we have God's guidance as well. Make sure that we are on point, following His will. A lot for us to do. We need to make sure that we do our best to keep in line with the Father's will, so we don't have any openings to our enemies. We look at when Abantu left Egypt, they were going through the Red Sea. God split with an overnight wind, an east wind. God knew that the enemy were coming to attack them from the back, and people would not have known because they were so panicky and so keen to just get away from Egypt. In retrospect, if you look at what happened in the wilderness, it's kind of what's happening today. A lot of people kind of want that dysfunctional lifestyle. They prefer to live that dysfunctional lifestyle and follow what God is saying. They choose that over following God's will. They choose to be with the people that enslaved them rather than to be with God. But then they don't have any expectations. They just live their life as they want, or they think they want, and become just like the heathens. They like to be heathens themselves, and so on. But God had better for us. He had better plans for us. He gave us our own land, gave us everything, protected us from our enemies. What nation do you know has protection from the enemies from God? You know, we had all that, and yet we didn't feel like that was important. So I think what's happening today is that those people who know the importance of having God guiding them are the ones who will seek God. But also that, those who seek God must seek Him in spirit and in truth. If you're not in line with God's spirit, then you're never going to know who God is. If you're very in line with your flesh, you're never going to know who God is. You're going to just keep focusing on things that don't matter. And tomorrow now you go down the usual route of, oh, what did I do? Where was I? What happened to me? The whole shindig. The whole nine. What was I doing the last 20 years of the life I was living? So basically we need to start asking these questions and start to take action. Because those questions are for people who don't listen. People who think they know more than God. We need to understand that God knows more than us, that we need His help. But yeah, people are too proud. They think, oh yeah, we don't need anyone's help. I got myself up by bootstraps. They don't remember their friends who are no longer with us. Some of those friends are probably smarter than they would ever be, but they're dead. It doesn't matter how smart you think you are. If you're dead, you can't do anything. That's the reality of life. At the very least, you want to thank God. You thank Him for your life. Say, Lord, thank you. I don't know too much about you, Lord. I'd like you to reveal yourself to me. Thank you for the life I have. Thank you so much for giving me that life. In Yeshua's name, so be it. What you have to do, and you'll be surprised how your life will change. That's why there's no change. It's kind of why there's no change for our people, because our people don't respect anything, they don't regard anything. All our people focus on is on mundane things that don't really matter. That's what they're told to focus on. Sports is not necessarily bad, but when you use that as your focus, that's your primary focus in life, in sports, then yeah. It's a very good way for your life to just go. You don't even know. You become old supporting something you don't even know. They don't even know who you are. But people could support their own the same way they support their sports teams. I think we'd be living a very different existence now. We honestly would. To save, make sure it saves correctly. That's done. So I need to get a lighter shade again. Repeat the process. As you can see, I used 3 different shades of grey. Not 50, that's 3. So I just did that again, and just to give it some thoughts. I could, well, let me see. Checking things to make sure I get what I want.
Take a breath, they keep me guessing with what he said. You're in my head. We're under pressure, we're sinking deep like stormy weather. Can't seem to breathe when you're with me. If you're gonna break me, I know I won't stay.
Alright, so I'm looking for something. Can't seem to really find it. I guess we'll look for it another time because we'll reach the end of this life. And I'm not even sure it even matters really, because at the end of the day, like, it's really small. I think we'll leave it like that. I think it should be fine. So as you can see, I've done top, whatever you want to call it, hoodie, jacket, top, whatever. It's done now, so I'll do some touch-ups if needed down the line. This is something I'm doing for you guys to see that it's possible for you to move to digital if you haven't done so. Feel free to do so, guys, because it's possible. By God's mercy, all things are possible, so that's what we're here to show. And I hope you guys have learned something today. And yeah, man, I'm really thankful to be here. Thankful to be with you guys. Don't forget to visit my website. It's Yazat, that's me, yazart.me. I have a novel called The German Land Saga, which is a horror series, 4 parts, available for download as an ebook in just 3 clicks. Very enjoyable read. Get it and tell me what you think in chats. Don't forget to follow me as well. Don't forget to follow me. Don't forget to like my live. Don't forget to tell them to your friends. Please, that would be brilliant. I really love it if you did that. Thank you so much in advance. I've also got an album, a music album called 12 Tribes of Yesharala. Let me listen to on the website. Also download it as well in just 3 clicks. The same thing. Available for a very nice price. I've got merchandise as well. I've got my art pieces on shirts, mugs, tote bags, canvases, pins, phone cases, all sorts. Feel free to find what you like and rock it yourself or for your friends. Same thing for my stationery. I have a lot of beautifully designed notebooks on the website, available on Amazon in your region, whichever region you happen to come from. Anywhere you're from, you're very welcome to join my life. I don't speak in multiple languages, unfortunately. I only speak in English for the sake of this life. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed yourselves as much as I have. Hope you guys have yourselves a great day. I'm very, very grateful for you to be here. Please know that I'm very, very thankful for you to be here. If you guys can support me in any way, more fashion, that'll be brilliant. Please go through my site and see what you like and support me that way. That'll be brilliant. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to come back tomorrow. I'll be here same time by 9:30 a.m. BST, British Summer Time. Show up again, tag along, and let's join this wonderful ride we're on. So don't forget that I really appreciate you being here, and I hope that you guys will have yourselves a great time wherever you are. This is Yaz Arts. Ciao, over and out.